Welcome to Nextflix, your quick stop for movie recaps. Get all the highlights and mind-blowing twists in just minutes. The movie kicks off by introducing the story of Shark Boy, revealing that he wasn't always part shark, part human. Initially, he was known as a marine scientist due to his vast knowledge, which he gained while working alongside his father. They lived together in a research laboratory situated in the middle of the ocean. Shark Boy dedicated his time to studying all kinds of sharks, earning him the nickname from his father. His passion for sharks was undeniable. He fed them all their favorite foods, including sushi. He even named them, giving each one a unique identity: Udi, Miliko, Big Wig, and the massive Kraken. Kraken was the largest among them, appearing gentle but incredibly dangerous. If he caught you, escaping would be nearly impossible. One fateful day, a powerful storm struck, completely destroying the laboratory. Both Shark Boy and his father managed to survive, but they were separated, each ending up on a different boat, drifting apart in opposite directions. Left all alone at sea, Shark Boy felt terrified, hopeless, and utterly miserable. However, one of the sharks he had cared for and fed recognized him in the water. Understanding who he was, the shark signaled to the others not to harm him, remembering the kindness he had shown them. The sharks took him in, bringing him to their reef to protect him from the dangers of the ocean. From that moment on, the sharks became his new family, teaching him how to dive like them and gradually helping him adapt to their way of life. They nurtured him, making him stronger underwater. Over time, he developed gills, sharp claws, razor-like teeth, and even fins on his back, becoming more like them with each passing day. Years later, a boy named Max was out fishing when, suddenly, Shark Boy emerged from the water. The two quickly got acquainted, and Shark Boy shared that he had been traveling the world in search of his father but had lost his way. Seeing his distress, Max decided to help and secretly took him home while his parents were caught up in an argument. Max filled the bathtub with water so that Shark Boy could survive outside the ocean. While they talked, Shark Boy told Max, "I come from a planet called Planet Drool. You can visit someday if you'd like." Suddenly, a mysterious girl named Lava Girl appeared. With fiery hair and a body resembling molten lava, she declared, "I need Shark Boy to come with me to Planet Drool. There's a serious problem that needs solving." Before leaving, she turned to Max and invited him to join them. Max hesitated and replied, "I'd love to, but I have school early in the morning." With that, Lava Girl and Shark Boy departed, and Max never saw them again. Later, in class, Max shared his summer story. He had written about his adventure, but his classmates didn't believe him. They mocked him, throwing paper at him. One of them scoffed, "We're supposed to share real stories." Max insisted, "This is a true story. It actually happened to me." A girl curiously asked, "Does Lava Girl have special powers?" Just then, the teacher entered the classroom and dismissed the story, stating, "There's no such thing as Lava Girl." But Max continued, "She can shoot lava from her hands." The teacher then asked the class, "How many of you believe Max's story?" Not a single student did. They all thought he was making it up. Linus, one of his classmates, challenged him, "If it's real, then bring Shark Boy and Lava Girl to class tomorrow." Max hesitated and admitted, "I don't know where they are or if they'll even come." After class, the teacher asked Max and Linus to stay behind. Turning to Linus first, he said, "You'll lose points for what you did to Max, and I don't want to see you doing anything like that again." Then, looking at Max, he added, "You're surrounded by talented students. Try to connect with them, make friends, and let them like you. Forget about this dream world you keep living in. We're in reality, not on Planet Drool." After leaving the classroom, Max found himself face to face with Linus and his group. Linus smirked and said, "How about we be friends in our imagination? You can be part of our group, and I won't even notice you, loser." The taunt pushed Max to respond, "Your drawings are weak and terrible." Enraged, Linus decided to chase after Max, determined to steal his dream journal, the book where Max wrote all his ideas, so he could rip it apart and make Max regret his words. Max bolted, but Linus and his friends ran after him. While fleeing, Max stumbled and fell, hurting his leg, giving Linus the perfect opportunity to snatch the journal. Holding it up, Linus sneered, "I'll give it back to you tomorrow, but first, I'll read everything inside and show everyone your ridiculous little drawings." That night, as Max slept, he was startled awake by a mysterious voice whispering, "Open your eyes, Max. Feel us. Dream and imagine whatever you desire." Shaken, Max sat up, trying to make sense of what he just heard. Noticing footprints on the floor, he followed them to the kitchen. There, he found a half-empty glass of milk and a piece of bread with a bite taken out of it. Examining the teeth marks closely, he muttered, "Shark Boy and Lava Girl." Just then, their shadows flickered on the wall. But when he spun around to look, they had vanished. At that moment, his father entered the kitchen, assuming there was an intruder. He scolded Max before sending him back to bed. That night, Max dreamed of flying through space toward planet Drool, only to wake up and realize he had fallen asleep. The next morning at breakfast, his father asked, "What do you think about fixing the robot, Tobar?" Max replied, "Didn't you say it was impossible to fix when we last tried?" His father walked away, leaving Max with his mother, who decided to drive him to school in an attempt to address his struggles there. As soon as Max arrived, the students resumed throwing paper at him, forcing him to run straight into the classroom to escape them. During the lesson, the teacher asked, "When you see a tornado, where do you think it comes from?" One student responded, "When cold air collides with hot air, it creates circular patterns that form tornadoes." Another girl, who had enjoyed Max's story about Shark Boy and Lava Girl, chimed in, "I had a dream about something similar. I saw Ice Girl and Dream Girl. Ice Girl's powers come from her diamond heart." But before she could continue, the teacher snapped her notebook shut and declared, "No more fantasy stories." However, he was soon taken aback when he realized that nearly every student in class was excitedly discussing superheroes and imaginary adventures, just like Max had. At that moment, Max entered and saw the girl who had liked his story. Wanting to help, he said, "Take my seat because you sit under the fan and will catch a flu." Before he could process what was happening, the teacher raised an eyebrow and said, "Are you flirting with my daughter?" Shocked to discover she was his daughter, Max panicked, scrambled back to his seat, and kept. Later, Max approached Linus and took back his notebook, only to find it completely ruined, filled with scribbles and defaced by Linus. Furious, Max retaliated by smacking Linus with the notebook. Seeing this, the teacher immediately stepped in and said, "Both of you will report to the principal's office with your guardians after class." Then, the storm grew fiercer, and the raging winds shattered the classroom windows. Out of nowhere, Shark Boy and Lava Girl burst into the room. The students were frozen in shock, unable to believe what they were seeing. Lava Girl called out, "Where's Max? We need him." The students pointed towards Max, who was crouched under his desk, trying to stay hidden. She approached him and said, "Max, you have to come with us. Planet Drool is in danger." With the whole class watching in stunned silence, Max hesitantly followed them. They boarded a spaceship shaped like a shark and soon arrived at the very planet he had dreamed about. Once there, Shark Boy and Lava Girl explained that a villain named Electric was threatening to destroy their world. They pointed towards Electric's headquarters and told Max, "You possess powers stronger than all of ours combined. You are the only one who can stop him." They detailed their plan, saying, "Our journey begins by passing through the time tunnel, boarding the train of thoughts, swimming across the Sea of Awakening, and finally sliding through the rolling hills of the Sea of Whimsy." Their adventure kicked off as they boarded the train of the dead, their only way to reach Electric, who had been stealing Max's dreams. When they finally confronted Electric, he attacked them with powerful electric bolts. Shark Boy bravely tried to block them but was electrocuted and collapsed. Lava Girl retaliated by hurling fire at him, but he only pretended to be hurt, deceiving her before striking her down with electricity as well. With both of them defeated, Electric commanded his electric minions to toss them into the graveyard of dreams. Just then, Electric's boss appeared and furiously scolded him, exclaiming, "You fool! How could you throw them, especially Max, into the graveyard of dreams? Don't you realize that if Max discovers he is the master of dreams, he will destroy us all? Retrieve them at once." Obeying his orders, Electric summoned his electric minions to bring them back. Meanwhile, Lava Girl turned to Max and said, "Max, you have to sit here, close your eyes, and dream of something that will free us from this place. And while you're at it, dream of something that makes me." Max suddenly remembered Tobar, the robot he and his father had tried to activate before. He concentrated and managed to bring Tobar to life. The robot looked at him and said, "Max, to dream the dreams that will save you, you must go to the giant cupcake planet." Tobar carried them to a train that transported them to the cupcake and milk planet. When they arrived, they landed on an enormous cupcake. Shark Boy, who had always disliked milk, began drinking it eagerly, while Max indulged in the surrounding pools of chocolate. They then boarded a colossal ship that sailed across a vast sea of chocolate and milk. Their journey eventually led them to land, which turned out to be a giant cake. Exhausted, Max lay down and drifted into sleep, hoping to dream of a way to escape their situation. However, his dreams turned into nightmares that startled Lava Girl so much that she burned Max, making him awake. Before they could recover, Electric launched another attack with his army of electric minions. The minions electrocuted everyone, making it impossible for them to fight back. In desperation, Max imagined a banana boat to escape. They quickly boarded the banana boat and floated down a river of milk, knowing the electric minions couldn't follow without electrocuting themselves. While on the boat, they decided their only hope was to seek help from the Ice Goddess Queen to defeat Electric. Excited, Shark Boy exclaimed, "I've always dreamed of meeting the most beautiful girl in the dream world." Lava Girl overheard him, got jealous, and, in a fit of annoyance, burned him again. As they were on their way to the Ice Goddess Queen, Electric intercepted them, capturing them and taking them straight to his leader. To Max's shock, the leader turned out to be none other than Linus, his classmate. Frustrated, Max confronted Linus, exclaiming, "How could you leave the classroom just to invade my dreams?" Linus had gained control of Max's dream notebook and was using it against him. Linus locked Max and his friends in a cage, planning to use the notebook to dream up new traps for them. Annoyed by the constant loud music playing around them, Shark Boy let her frustration take over and bit through the bars of the cage, breaking them and freeing everyone. Max then faced Linus head-on, determined to take back his dream notebook. Each time Linus read a passage, it materialized into reality. Eventually, Max seized the notebook and decided to take advantage of it. To Lava Girl's delight, he created a high-speed superpowered motorcycle just for her. Fascinated by the notebook, she attempted to explore more of its secrets and unlock her true abilities. However, as soon as she touched it, the notebook burned in her hands due to the immense heat radiating from her fire powers. Realizing time was running out, Shark Boy insisted, "We have only one shot left to save the Dream Planet. We must get to the Ice Goddess Queen immediately." Upon reaching the Queen, Max pleaded for her assistance. She, who was revealed to be Electric's own daughter and one of Max's classmates, agreed to help, gifting him her enchanted necklace. She warned him of its power, saying that if the gemstone on it were destroyed, her entire kingdom would. Determined to put an end to the chaos, they marched toward Electric's domain. However, upon arrival, they realized that only the Queen could harness the necklace's magic. As Electric attacked, he shattered the ice, killing all the fish that lived beneath it. Seeing no other choice, Shark Boy dove into the water to confront him, but Electric summoned electric fish to surround and zap her mercilessly. Fearing for Shark Boy's safety, Lava Girl plunged into the water to rescue her. She managed to pull him out, but in doing so, her fire was extinguished, causing her to lose her powers. Just then, Shark Boy resurfaced, his expression shifting when he saw Lava Girl weakened. Knowing he had to act fast, he carried her and sprinted at lightning speed toward the volcano. He knew that the fire inside would help her regain her strength. As he reached the volcano's peak, he threw her into the crater. Moments later, Lava Girl emerged stronger than ever, her body radiating heat more intensely than before. At that exact moment, Max also awakened a new power within himself. He became incredibly fast, empowered and ready. He charged toward Linus, and the two engaged in an epic battle. They unleashed their powers, summoning everything from chocolate and candy to, strangely enough, human skulls. Meanwhile, Shark Boy went after the Electric Master, leading an army of sharks that pulled him into the water. As soon as he fell in, the sharks relentlessly attacked, tearing him apart. At that pivotal moment, Max had a realization. Instead of continuing to fight, he turned to Linus and calmly proposed, "How about we call a truce? Let's be friends, and we'll stop bothering each other. No more bullying, no more fighting. Everyone should have the right to live their dreams, because when you destroy someone else's dream, you also destroy your own, and you end up alone." Linus hesitated for a moment, then agreed. They shook hands, sealing the truce. However, just as they did, Linus lost his balance and slipped off the bridge. As he plummeted, Max instinctively leapt after him, managing to grab him just in time. To their surprise, Linus discovered that there were built-in fans in his wooden bridge shoes, cushioning his fall. At that moment, Shark Boy and Lava Girl arrived, accompanied by the professor who had been bitten by the sharks. He looked at them and said, "So now you're all best friends, full of love and harmony? Fine. I'm heading to Earth, and I'll make sure to destroy every child's dreams. I won't leave a single one untouched." Hearing this, Max immediately followed him, determined to stop him. Just then, we realized that Max had actually been asleep in class, completely lost in a dream, while his teacher was desperately trying to wake him up to get him out of the tornado that had hit the classroom. Max suddenly jolted awake, seeing his teacher shaking him, urging him to move before the tornado got worse. But in the blink of an eye, he found himself waking up again, this time to face the real Electric Master, who had come to Earth with the intent of destroying children's dreams for good. When Max's real teacher saw what was happening, he turned to Max and, with an amused expression, asked, "Why did you make me a villain, kid? I'm the last person who could ever pull that off." Meanwhile, Linus stepped forward and declared, I'll take on the Electric Master. When the battle began, Linus electrocuted him. A little later, Max went to the teacher's daughter and returned her necklace, telling her, "You're the only one who can use this. With its power, you can freeze anything." And just like that, the truth about the Electric Master was revealed. As soon as she put the necklace on, she gained incredible power and froze the Electric Master solid, completely defeating him. The entire class erupted in cheers as snowflakes began falling, filling the air with excitement. The children ran outside, laughing and celebrating the magical snowfall. From that day on, everyone believed Max's stories, and no one ever teased him again. Shark Boy became the undisputed ruler of the ocean, living among her beloved sharks. Lava Girl made her home among the fiery volcanoes, though she would sometimes walk across the sea, guided by Shark Boy. As for Max, he finally managed to fix Tobar, turning him into a real, fully functioning toy, ensuring that That's the end of the movie. I hope you all had fun. Don't forget to hit that like button, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell so you never miss a new video. See you soon,